Welcome to Action Coaching. We're certainly delighted that you joined us on today because we believe that God has a special coaching word just for you. Now, the purpose of Action Coaching is to help give you some tips, some insights, some things that I have learned that have helped me develop in life. The purpose of it is not to change you. It's just simply to help you use your God-given gifts so that you can get the maximum out of your life. And it's all about taking action, and it's all about understanding that nobody makes it on their own. Everyone in life needs a mentor or a coach or someone that have went on ahead to give them advice as to how to deal with situations. Now, everybody's situation might not be the same, but everybody's perspective sometime of how to handle it might be available to help you better prepare for your particular situation in life. So I'm excited about Action Coaching, excited about you being with us each and every week. Want to encourage you, those of you that are watching us on YouTube, hit subscribe. Those of you Facebook, any other platforms, hit like, and let others know about how you've been helped through Action Coaching. Now, I want to talk about this week about how preparation, timing creates opportunity. Let me say that again. Preparation, timing creates opportunity. Now that's important for every one of us to understand. You know, a lot of times people will say that when something tremendous happened to a person, they'll say, well, he or she was lucky. They was in the right place at the right time, and it just happened to happen to them. And that's kind of the way of people trying to rationalize how somebody could have such good fortune, and it's not happening to them. But I found out that's not the case, because a lot of times people will use examples like that because they don't know the person's backstory. They don't know the work, the suffering, the patience they had to put in before whatever they're successful at came about. A lot of times people think that something just happened overnight. I remember years ago when the Lord began to bless me, and then a lady came and told me, said, well, you know, Pastor Jackson, at that particular time, said, looked like you came up overnight. But then when she said that, and I told her, I said, well, if I came up overnight, I don't ever want to have another night just like that, because that night was 12 years. So I don't want to go to sleep for that long anymore. But the issue was, as you go through it and as you begin to understand and as you try to help others, you try to help others see that it's preparation, it's timing, and then it's the moment. It's those things that you have to be ready for. And I want to talk about it a little on today. Now, first of all, if a person is going to be ready for their moment or ready for their time, the first thing got to happen is you got to be prepared for it. The reason a lot of people do not move into things is because they are not prepared for it. So many times people think that, well, when it happens, then I get prepared for it. It doesn't work that way. Or I'm going to wait till everything is just right, and then I'm going to do it. It does not work that way. It's got to be a time of preparation. When you see tremendous athletes, tremendous actors, tremendous successful inventors, businessmen, They didn't just wake up one morning and it was tremendous. They had to spend some time preparing for that. If it's an athlete, before they can perform at the highest level, they've had to be good at high school or college and on and on and on. They had to work and work on their craft to get prepared for their big moment. But a lot of times those of us that are expecting great things to happen in life, and especially in the time that we're living in now, I've never seen so many people that are just looking for a shortcut to success, or a shortcut to more wealth, or a shortcut to whatever thing they desire in life. But I'm here to tell you, there is no shortcut, but there is a set of principles and reality that one can begin to do now that will help you achieve the very thing that you desire. Now, let's just talk about preparation. It's important because for anything to be successful, one has to first prepare. No matter what it is, it takes preparation. Nobody just go in and just do something and it's just amazing without preparation. Now I know sometimes, praise the Lord, you can look at certain things on social media or you can look at events in life and say, well, it looked like it just happened to them in the moment. No, probably those people been preparing, working, practicing, failing, putting up with difficulties, and getting better and learning better and over again. That's what we call preparation. Sometimes people have been prepared for many, many years just for the time and the moment in their life. And it's amazing how people would like to enjoy the moment without the preparation. I remember the first time in high school, and I wanted to play football. Now you got to understand, at that particular time, this was my first chance at playing football. Now I played a little football when we get in the backyard and throw the ball around and just do some different things. You know, a couple of us in the neighborhood would get together and simulate a football game. One person was the quarterback, one person was the split end, one person blocked and everything, and we had fun. And so I thought when I was going to play it in high school, it was going to be something similar to what I had did, but I had did it without the pads, without the helmet, without somebody else trying to stop me all the time or try to knock my head off or make sure I knew that they were not going to let me do that. And I found out that now it was going to take a lot of preparation to not only be good at the sport and enjoy the sport. Now understand, I am not talking to you as if I was some exciting football player. I did it in high school and that's about far as it went. But I'm just simply saying, I found out that if I was going to be the quarterback, well, I had to know the plays. I had to know the direction that the man I was going to throw it to, or how much time I had to throw it since there were guys rushing me. So day in and day out at that particular time, our coach would take us through the preparation. And he would constantly say, you will never be ready for the game unless you prepare. Now, I don't want to call life a game. Life is very serious. But however, if you're going to enjoy life, you got to prepare for it. You can't just wake up and think that everything in life is going to go your way. Life is not like that. Life is wonderful. It's great. It's amazing. It's good to be alive. But however, in the midst of all of that, you got to prepare for some things that are going to take place in life. Preparation is important, and you need to understand that. Now, I don't want you to go anywhere. I'll be right back to talk to you. Welcome back. I left off talking about how preparation is necessary, even in life. If you're going to enjoy life, then prepare to enjoy life. Do the things that are necessary to ensure that you can enjoy your life. Life is not just going to come at you with all of the wonderful things you like. Life is going to hand you different things. But it's not so shocking or bad if you prepare for it. If you put the time in. If you put the preparation in. Notice, preparation and practice got the same starting letter. A lot of times, you got to prepare for things when nobody is around. I became a success privately before the public knew anything about me. When nobody was looking, I was preparing. I was doing the necessary preparation. When nobody was saying, oh, you got it going on, I was preparing in the dark. There are going to be times that you got to understand that when the lights are not on and nobody's calling your name, you got to be preparing. And that's what's important. The second thing I want to talk about is the Bible says there's a time and a season for all things. In life, when you prepare, there's going to come a time. And that time is going to be your time to step into all of the things that you've been preparing for. I understood that I spent many years learning some particular things. Never got to use them. Never thought I was going to use them. Didn't even dream that I was going to use them. But however, those things that I was doing it with all my heart. I was preparing in case there would come a time for me. I was not the type of person. I've been exposed to things like dreaming big or where I was born and how I was raised. I didn't think those things that I saw were for me. I just thought that I was going to live a plain old life based on my thinking, and that was going to be it. And I was just one of those people that said, well, I'm going to do the best that I can. I really didn't mean that, because if I said I was going to do the best that I can, then I probably would have strived to do the best that I could. But I found out that when I was preparing for these things and the lights were not on, then I understood there was going to come a time for me. Now, why is timing so important? It's just like anything else. My father used to tell me when I first started working, my shift started at 7 o'clock. And you know, I would wait right till the clock got turned, click 7, and I would punch in my card. And to me, you couldn't tell me I wasn't on time. Then my father told me, he said, well, if you are punching in at 7, you late. And I'm trying to figure out, how can I be late when I punched the clock at that particular time at 7? He went on to explain to me that you're late because 7 o'clock, you're supposed to start the job. Well, you cannot start your job if you just punching in at 7 o'clock. And he taught me the value of showing up early, being prepared, because when the time came, you got to be ready to go. There are a lot of people in life that are wasting time, not prepared for their time, and all they do is grumble and complain as to why this haven't happened for me. But I want to let you know that timing is for everybody. There is a time, and it's your time. And when it's your time, nobody can stop you. Somebody said, well, it hadn't happened to me. Well, it probably not happened to you, but you weren't prepared. And so when you're not prepared, your time just passes you by. See, when you're prepared for your time, you're ready to go when it's your time. Use this example. Those of you that have flown on an airplane, chances are you won't catch that plane if the plane takes off at 10:20 and you show up at 10:19. Chances are you won't be on that particular plane. Now, if any of us gonna catch the plane first, we gotta get to the airport early. We gotta have our ticket. We gotta go through security. We got to ride the train in the terminal. We got to do all of these things. Now, we ain't on the plane yet. We just getting prepared to get on the plane. And up on the screen, they'll post that, say you're going to Boston, that the plane at Boston will leave at 10:20. But they'll tell you boarding may be 9:55. Now, a couple of things happened. They told you the time, 9:55, and then they also told you that when it was going to leave at 10:20. So 10:20 kind of became your moment. In life, there's a time that God is going to open up for all of us. And when that time comes, the next thing going to follow is the moment. I've seen a lot of people who were not prepared, who did not understand the time, and they missed the moment. Have you ever seen people in life who, after they missed their moment, try to relive that moment. And there's no way in the world when you miss your moment, you can relive that moment. You can go on and look for new moments, but you're not going to relive that moment. For instance, if I didn't enjoy 20, I can't get 40 or 50 and think I'm 20. Best thing I need to do is try to enjoy, prepare myself for the moment that I'm in. And see, it's important that here on Action Coaching, whatever you endeavor to do, understand these three things. It's going to take preparation, it's going to take time, and then be ready for your moment. I hope that these exciting tips have helped you on today here on Action Coaching. And remember, as I do every time, the things that we've talked about, put them in action. I'll be right back to talk to you. My ministry and my walk in God. And I remember sitting on my bed, watching a preacher preach on a television screen. And I said to myself, Lord, I can do better than him. Welcome back to Action Coaching. I certainly enjoyed sharing with you on today, and I want you to take this opportunity to sit down and sow a generous seed faith offering for the support of Action Coaching. We're endeavoring to get bigger, to get better, to bless even more people, to try greater things. All of these things are yet before us, and I want to encourage you to support us on today. Help us walk in that opportunity, because I know that God is going to continue to do great things. The Bible lets us know that when we sow, we reap. And that's all about a timing thing. You know, the opportunity, the preparation is to sow. And when you sow, God will open up amazing financial blessings to you. So I want to encourage you to sow a generous seed faith offering. Some can sow 50, 100, 200. Some are even more blessed. And you can sow even more than that. And I know that the Lord will richly bless you. There's a link in my bio. I want to encourage you to go to that link, and it will give you a host of ways to sow unto Action Coaching. And I want to say thank you for you sowing into Action Coaching. Thank you for supporting the vision that God has given us. And I'm constantly praying that the same thing happen to you in whatever you endeavor to do in life. And I certainly thank God for you. Well, I certainly enjoyed sharing with you on today. And I know that the Lord is going to continue to bless you. And as I do each and every week, I want to challenge you. Share the word with a friend and put the word in action.